All right, welcome back to University Sardi. We're going to be throwing ourselves into Game 2 very, very soon here. Between Arulo and MoSiE, and we finally got some water here because all this glug is making me dizzy.
yeah, exactly. And
there's so much sugar, man, so much. But it's nice. It's nice. We're getting into our Christmas spirits here. But as I'm saying that, I think we're going to throw ourselves right into the game. I think every possible part is about ready. And I'm thinking you should hide the timer there. Just saying. Just saying. I didn't see it, so it's cool. Don't worry about that. The point is, we're sitting at home. Our observer is giving me rude gestures of sorts. You can guess which one that was, I think. We're sitting at home, just taking it easy, costing a few games. We're going to be able to recap these games now. This is our first just chill-out event here, talking about the first conclusion of the first round of the tournament, and we're very happy to be able to take a little bit of time off, at least. We've been working a lot, getting these show events going, getting the tournament going, and our programmer's been working his butt off getting that homepage together.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with all of your work here. Yeah.
Well, thanks. We're very happy when people tell us. And about anything, I should mention that, about anything around the tournament as well. If you have any feedback, any comments, any thoughts, any praise, any hate, anything, just go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/UniSL and just write to your heart's content. We love hearing from everyone. And if you have a lot of things that you think we should do, please tell us. And if we're not able to add it now, we'll add it later. And we'll take anything you say into consideration. So please, write at the page. It'd be a lot of fun to just hear from a lot of people. So what's happening so far?
Yeah, MoSiE is just walling in normal timing, while we have a drone scout getting inside, at least. So she will notice that there's a gas going up for MoSiE.
All right, yes, so gas again before expansion. So not just pure gas, let's expand. This is something MoSiE likes to do. Last game, I'm not sure if you actually used that for anything. Do you have to? I'm not a Terran player, so do you have to do this if you want to go for a mech build? Is this indication of that? Is this? I'm thinking. Yeah, last time you went for Banshees with Cloak. That means that you would want early gas, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but at the same time, it could be good to hide it for a while and then take double gas.
Exactly.
For example, so it's a better way of hiding it if you can scare away the drone. But now maybe Arulo will get a bit suspicious. At least she knows that there will be some sort of aggression coming off of this.
Exactly. Last game she scouted that one as well and saw Cloaked Banshees coming in after a while. So I'm thinking, yeah, she's going to be suspicious of something happening. But then again, if you just take that gas and don't do anything very interesting with it, then the Zerg player is going to possibly overreact and build a little extra defense. And every little mineral not spent on drones.
Oh, obviously all the drones. Okay, yeah, they were just transferring. I thought they were going after the SV. Yeah, but you're right. And actually, we saw last game that Arulo did a little bit of an overreaction by building those spores very, very early. I mean, that's a big difference between very good players and players like us, because they know the exact timing, so they don't want to build it too early.
Exactly. You build them at the exact minute and second of possible pops from what you've scouted. And, well, as a Platinum player, of course, as a rule, and not having played for a long time, that's very, very hard, of course, to do. So, yes, there will be a bit of overreactions. And the point is, after that, when MoSiE had got out a whole bunch of Hellions as well, Arulo overreacted a little again by building a lot of Zerglings and Roaches just for possible defense if something would come, because she had no idea what was happening along the map.
Yeah, and she didn't use it for any aggression at all. She was hardly at the other half of the map last game.
Exactly. Let's see if she learned her lesson as well, losing that Overlord in the beginning of the first game.
Oh, yeah, that as well. It was a tough start.
A very tough start. She's hidden it in the top left corner, right outside the base. And right about what time would you send that in? Is it an 8-minute timing or something like that, trying to figure out what's happening in the Terran base?
I guess, I'm a Protoss player, as you may know, but then if it's against a one-basing person, then you would probably want to get in around 6 minutes, 30, but against, for example, a fast expander, a two-base person, you would want to get in around 8 minutes. And since so I would like to see this Overlord going in, well, maybe now, why not? We can see that there are two factories going and with siege mode
upgrading. tanks and siege mode coming, so he's looking to do some sort of early aggression because there's there's no very obvious plans for expanding. So this is a one base play with the ramp covered in Marines to really hide this from MoSiE. And this is very rare. You don't very rarely on ladders see one base play anymore. I'm thinking that usually, well, macro is the new one base. That's like I said, macro is the new black. I don't know.
No, well, me neither. But as we've seen, while the game has been out for a long time now, so it's been progressing from 1 to 2 base and now to normal to 3 base, even more base. So I like that. It's
good. It's nice to see it progressing and basically out of the fact that players learn to hold all types of, or most types of one base all-ins and so forth. But of course it as well gives you the possibility to just like this fake an expansion basically, which is pretty much what MoSiE is doing right now. And actually, while I'm saying that, he's taking that expansion just for the sake of it. But Arulo thinks that it's been up for a lot longer. Now the question is, what's he going to do with this? Is he going to push with these? He's got Blue Flame finishing very soon. He's got Siege mode, and he's got a bunch of tanks out. 2 tanks, isn't that usual timing push? I'm thinking 2 tanks.
Well, I don't know.
Don't know
at all actually what MoSiE is thinking about it. It seems like he wants to be aggressive with this. We will see if Arulo will be able to respond in time. At least she has 2 spines, but they will not do much against siege.
No, very little. And there's 5 roaches coming out, so she's thinking she needs some sort of defense at least. And the question is, what's she gonna produce more than those? She has 2 spines and a bunch of links, and now she sees the Hellions coming in together with the Marines, and we see 5 additional roaches being thrown into production already. And she's just throwing herself down the ramp, trying to take care of these, and it's looking very bad for her. She lost all of her roaches and all of her Zerglings.
Yeah, now the tanks are in position, and she lost the creep tumor. So I mean, had she been a bit better with the creep spread, it would have been a bit more scary for MoSiE to go on creep.
Actually, yes. And there's a lot of Zerglings coming out, there's roaches coming out, and finally that speed research for those links is starting. It's a little bit late, but then again, what you got to do?
Should be finishing. I mean, that would have been
right about now. But then again, MoSiE doesn't have too much else than these tanks. So with the creep there, and
yeah, she's going for it now again, and we'll see that the first tank will probably go down. Yeah, there it goes.
The second tank goes down, and the third one is going to go down quite quickly as well. And she manages to hold this push off actually, which now puts her in quite a lead because of this. MoSiE took a very late expansion, trying to bet on that doing quite a lot of damage and most hopefully killing the natural of the Zerg player.
Yeah, and the worst thing is that he cut pros during the whole process. So he's down at 26. I don't think Arulo has killed any of those. So
no. She most definitely hasn't. I'm thinking, well, it could be 1 or 2 or something like that, but nothing serious in any way. 1. No, workers killed. Wait, what? We have workers killed 1.
Yes.
For MoSiE. So that was definitely quite a failed attack from MoSie's side. And I'm thinking the problem was that, well, the siege tanks did do a lot, but he lost all of his Marines and a whole bunch of the other Hellions as well in the first try from Arulo trying to run over those forces. And he had very little to protect those tanks with, and his rallying wasn't apparently good enough.
No, I don't think he supported that attack much at all, and it was quite slow, she saw it early, so...
Yeah, so she could pretty much figure out and prepare a little something for it. But yeah, so he should definitely put a little more effort into macroing at home, meanwhile, which puts him a little behind in general. Well, yes, Arulo is seeing her chance. She's up at 104 supply to 62, and she can basically figure out that, well, that's pretty much a deal. She held off the attack, and she's taking a third.
Yeah, and the Evolution Chambers, they didn't go down. She will soon be at 1-1, while MoSiE will soon have 1-0.
Yes, exactly. And we have roach upgrades coming. We have the lair coming. Is it? No, hive. I'm sorry. She's already up at hive. That's nice. And the spire is coming up right there. And we're seeing a lot of. We see 1-1 for links there as well. So I'm thinking that she feels quite comfortable in this, and she's really macroing up, teching up, macroing up, getting all her bases out, and she has a large enough army to hold any type of aggressions, and with a little scouting, she will be able to reinforce this if there's another timing attack from MoSiE.
Yeah, and she has soon pathogen glands, so she can start doing infestors. We will see if she opts for that, or what should we save her supply for. At the moment, she's supply box, so that's quite annoying.
Yeah, that's a little annoying. But then again, yeah, she's so much ahead that that's not really too much of a problem right now.
Yeah, I mean, Terran is still only at 35 SCVs after 14 minutes into the game. And I cannot emphasize how actually bad that is.
That is actually a little bit bad. Last game as well, I was looking at that, and while Arulo was at 91, he was down at 66. But 66, it's a reasonable amount for Terran, at least when you're building that many command centers. Yes. But 66 quite early on when he took his third bases, and one of them being a planetary fortress, that was a little hard to sustain, I think, economically. So I'm thinking if MoSiE needs to pick something up, it's the worker macro.
Yeah, perhaps. At least this game, but it was a choice that he made. He wanted to get some units out quickly, and it didn't do the damage needed. So therefore, Arulo, she has this advantage that we see now.
Exactly. And for infestors, there's a whole bunch of infestors popping out here. She's just basically, she's taking her 4th base right now. So Arulo has gotten into Zerg mode. She feels like that she's sitting very comfortably. She has the vision from that watchtower. And, right now she's missing one worker from one of her extractors, but I don't think that's pulling her down too much. Oh, that extractor doesn't have any workers mining at all. So she should really get on that gas mining, but that's not too much of a problem as of right now, actually. When she has her 4th base coming up, she has a lot of, what's the worker count look like right now?
66, 35.
Oh,
or 38. Sorry.
38.
No, 36, yeah.
Yeah. So almost double actually for her. We're quite closing in on that, which is always nice in a Zerg position, sitting on the double amount of work of the Terran player.
Yeah, and almost double the income. She has 1900 per minute against 1,000 of MoSiE.
Yeah, and she has a lot of larvae lying around there at that. I'm thinking she might not even have that hatchery in her control group. That might be the problem. Anyway, the Terran player, meanwhile, on the other hand, is just going for mech as mech and bio. He has 21 Marines out, together with 2 Thors and a few tanks and a few Hellions, and then just a bunch of Medivacs. He's got 1-1 on his mech. What does he have on his
1-0 on the bio.
So he's a bit behind actually in upgrades. I know there was upgrades coming for the Lings, and there's upgrades coming for everything for Arulo right now. She's got all the upgrades in the book coming, including Burrow right now.
Yeah, and even flyer carapace.
Exactly. So why not? She has her greatest buyer coming up.
And here we have a drop coming in the main of Arulo.
And the question is it going to be able to do enough damage? He killed off the Queen.
Yeah, the Queen is going down.
Yeah, it's going to grab a few workers, I think. Not too many.
No, but it killed more than the first push.
Yeah, and at the same time, we have Hellions running into the 3rd, roasting off a lot of drones.
This is really what you want to do. And all the larvae is going down that, well, she didn't use anyway, but,
Yeah, but still. Yes, this is exactly what you want to do, what you were coming in talking about. As a Terran player, when a Zerg is up on this many bases and so late into the game, you, of course, want to harass the Zerg player as much as possible. You want to get down drops, you want to have Hellion run-bys, you want to have everything going on as much as possible, and just trying to keep the Zerg down, the Zerg economy down, because if the Zerg manages to build up big enough a bank, then she will be able to just run the Terran player over, or with a long continuous maxed out push.
Yeah, and especially important is that you do the things at the same time, 2-pronged attacks or 3-pronged attacks, even 4-pronged attacks. That the drop came in at the same time as the Hellions, because it's very easily missed that you have Hellions in your third when you're focusing on your main.
Exactly, and we have a big attack coming into the Zerg player's 5th base, but she's getting quite a nice flank from behind on these units.
And they're not even sieged up.
Oh, these tanks aren't even sieged, and then they're fungal all over. There's a nice roach concave, and there's broodlords in the back doing all the damage. The Zerglings are coming in from the behind. So this is looking quite grim for MoSiE, and I'm actually thinking we should see GG right now. He's down to 76 supply to her 184. The question is, does he have any drops going on? You know, he doesn't really have anything going on the map at this time.
No, not. I don't see anything, and the worker count is still only at 40.
Yes, exactly. So he's quite low on his workers, not really taking care of that. At least he's taking his 4th base now, thinking about it. The question is, will he be able to hold that? There's a Zergling there to scout that out. And with the huge force of Arulo, the question is, isn't she going to be moving out now? She's moving out, trying to take the watchtower of the Terran player. There's a whole bunch of Vikings here, really smashing up the broodlords.
Yeah, but we have some corruptors, and I think they will clean up the
yeah, they'll be able to take out the Vikings, but not before they manage to take 2 broodlords. Well, there's 2 left, but the point is she has so much else as well. She's really breaking the siege lines, and we was cautious about going in when there was only 1 siege tank left.
Yeah, the siege line consisting of 1 point.
Yes.
So hopefully she will continue. She can go into the natural and just end this, I think. I
think so as well. She should be able to push that. She really didn't care too much about the siege lines. She just kept slowly creeping through those, and actually even waiting for her broodlords with her roaches, even while under siege tank fire. That's a cool head right there.
Yeah.
Definitely, and she's going to be able to take that planetary fortress out very well. I think there's a lot of workers repairing it, but it's not going to be enough.
We will see. You're right. I think it seems like it's going down.
Yes, it's going down. It went down quite well there, and there's a few siege tanks on the high ground, and the question is... she of course has the broodlords, so she should quite easily be able to just harass those with the broodlords, but no, she decides to just go all in, and the question is, well, doesn't she have enough? She probably does, even. There's 1 broodlord left, and it's harassing those tanks very slowly. Together with the infestors throwing up infested Terrans, she should be able to break this.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even matter if she's cost efficient or not, because MoSiE is, he hasn't landed at the 4th, even though he could.
Exactly.
The English is scaring the...
And there she pushes through everything. She has links on those barracks. She has broodlords in the back, corruptors to protect those, and this is looking very, very bad for MoSiE. And there's the GG. So 47 supply to 150 something. He was up. He was down quite a bit there, and the big problem was, I'm thinking, those workers.
Yeah, definitely. He killed himself, I would say.
Yeah, he killed himself. He starved himself to death. Bad, MoSiE. Don't do that. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and after that, we're going to pop right back into the game between game number 3 between Arulo and MoSiE. And these, I'm thinking we're seeing some pretty good games, actually. I'm thinking of the first, after the first one, it still looked quite good for MoSiE. He managed to get that 200 tech army, made a nice push. But in game number 2, Arulo really took the board back.
Yeah, I think maybe she was a bit nervous the first game. Yeah. She was very hesitant of doing some aggressive move at all, but the second game she got on top of her macro a little. Well, maybe she floated, of course, a little bit, but
yeah. That happens. Yeah. That's true. All right, so we're going to take a 5-minute break, and after that, we'll be right back.